Hello, everybody. Yes, weird muted peoples. We've had a little bit of tech issues with Cam. He's been getting there. Yanti and Sadiq are just having a bit of food. So we will be starting very shortly, guys. So don't stress too much. We are running a little late, which is not a big drama. I just need to make sure Mr. Stibbs' camera is all gooder. I think we're good there. And we've got a recap to get through as well, so we should be good. But welcome to another Wednesday night to Curse of Strahd, episode 70 tonight. Last episode was an interesting one indeed. A few things happened. We've had a bit of a party split as well. We've also had a PC death. Rest in peace, Skatus. Adding to the deaths in the Barovian adventure. Mirabelle being the first to potentially disappear. You're not entirely sure what happened to her, but then obviously Emilia and now Skatus. So, yeah, very interesting indeed. Actually, what I can do here while we're waiting is add. Now that I've changed all the shout out stuff, we can add our pixel chat. Shout out.
Pixel chat?
Our pixel chat shout out. We can add that into our list here.
This sounds very, very above me.
You just want to do that shout out again, Nutty, please? I just want to test something. Make sure it's working.
Shout out at someone else.
There we go. Tis working. Whew. So, how's everyone's week been so far? We're hump day, Wednesday. It's extremely hot here. Cam was Ubering home in the rain.
Yeah, it's actually cool. It's the first day that's actually cool. The rest of the days leading up to this, it was just so hot and muggy. It was like 33-degree days. Was not enjoying it.
That's what it feels like in my lounge right now. 33 degrees.
Oh, I just wish I had aircon. Like,
Whew.
it's New Zealand. New Zealand doesn't get hot though.
Yeah, it does. Not as hot as Australia, but we end up with 100% humidity a lot of the time,
just real
which
muggy.
sucks.
My favourite part of humidity is the chafing between my sex and legs.
Oh, jeebus.
Yanti, perfect time to join in.
I know, right? Come in and shake thy head.
So, just a little guess for the players in the DM and anyone else in the chat. Who thinks Adult's going to die tonight? Raise your hand.
Was that too quick? Oh, sorry.
Yeah. I have more faith in myself.
Alrighty, so
I don't think Edo's going to die. I think
who knows?
Yes.
We don't know.
Oh, I think he's dead.
So is Sadiq actually home, or do you switch on his PC for him? He is home, Michael. We'll get into the recap. He's got a bit of time. I'll jump into the recap, and we're going to start with the ad hoc anyway. So he's got a little bit of time. So chat, let's get into it tonight. Last we left off, Skathis had found himself in limbo of sorts. Memories flash through his mind. Suddenly finds himself in a strange room and has a conversation with one red-skinned individual by the name of Asmodeus, the archdevil from which his ancestry flows, the Prince of Hell. He makes Skathis an offer after some thought he declines, leaving him trapped in Barovia, and the pull of the March of the Dead growing stronger by the hour. The rest of you merge from the secret stairway leading from the library to the main hall and start to discuss the potential whereabouts of this particular incantation that you were looking for, the spell to revive the ancient dead. Zadriel decides to try and speak Ixathanta's name around the hall, and as she does so, reaching the rear of the statue, hearing the sound of a little trapdoor opening beneath the statue. Inside are some interesting goodies that you have all distributed to yourselves. Then you move on, deciding to return to the Lich's room, as that is more than likely your best bet to maybe finding the spell. Fibble having the idea that this new spell and potion that he has found may be the key to unlocking the Lich's memory. As you move around the halls, you return back to the dining area where Adok had mentioned the chalice on the centre and was itching to get his hands on it. The room is still filled with the smell of freshly cooked food and fresh baking. Again, you sort of stand and discuss what is going on. And suddenly, Karnos, you see a familiar figure appear before you. Eventually the rest of you see him as well, as Skaithis appears and starts a conversation. Fibble and Zadriel, however, are unable to hear Skaithis, only Karnos, so Karnos translates the best he could. It wasn't exactly... I mean, it wasn't unsuccessful, but it was a little weird to begin with, but Skaithis informs his party that he did not die at the hands of Adok, and then shortly after disappears. Unfortunately, the length of time spent in this room has Karnos feeling rather peckish, and he moves towards the table, reaching for a slice of pie. Zadriel attempts to slap it from his hand, but unfortunately just the mere touching of this pie triggers the appearance of several spectres. A battle ensues. You manage to defeat the creatures. However, Zadriel is rendered unconscious through the course of this fight. The gods, it seems, maybe DM smiled on her, but she was stabilized and was not killed in this process, which definitely helps the party at this point. Once brought back to consciousness, you decide that a rest is much needed, as you are feeling very weary. You've had a couple of battles, you have not slept. Although it is not evening, you move yourselves into a small room and post Timothy as your guardian. The alarm spell is cast on him, and you prepare yourselves to have a rest. Before that, however, you retrieve Skaithis' body. Zadriel spends the time casting a ritual to stop him from decaying and to help potentially bring him back maybe later on. And to stop him from being raised as the undead, which is prevalent in this realm, it seems. However, we now rejoin the story, not with the group about to rest, but with young Adok, the halfling, who has found himself alone after his encounter with Strahd. He's beaten. He was cold. We're going to move our map over to Adok for the time being. So, Adok, you are in this little room. You know roughly where you are. You know you're on the upper floor, close to the entrance of the temple. The room you found when you ran from your party previously. You've gathered your equipment. You've dressed. You've put your pack and everything on. Now you decided you wish to take a short rest at this point.
I can, but if it's okay with you, because I'm on 6 hit points, I'm assuming I've got a couple of gashes, some wounds, I'm bleeding out.
You have got you've got a few wounds, yes. Most of your wounds were internal. A lot of bludgeoning damage.
Cool.
A couple of open wounds here and there.
Would my short rest be okay if I just pass out and consider that a short rest?
If you passed out, you would not be able to spend any hit die, however.
Okay, alright. Damn it.
If you wish to rest and attend your wounds, you can spend up to your max hit die.
Yeah,
in
I'll do
the
that
hour.
instead. Yeah.
Okay, so you spend an hour. You tend your wounds. So roll your hit die and
I'm rolling
heal.
all of them.
Heal whatever you need to heal. Probably a wise idea.
So I've got 62 for the first roll for my bard dice. So 62 plus 19 makes full health.
Nice.
I don't.
Yep. So you're back to max. Nice.
Yeah, I'm back to max.
So just mark off your expended hit die.
It's all of them.
So you take that time, you bandage your wounds, you possibly even have to stitch a rather large gash from the claws of this undead creature that attacked you. But you are feeling much better. What are you doing?
Adok, after that, is gonna final stitch, pull himself together. He's going, oh, shit. Oh, you've done it now, Adok. You're so screwed. All right, what am I gonna do? Shit. Scapus. I've got to bring him back. So, first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna think, if anything has anything to do with bringing the dead back, he's gotta think Lich. I think he thinks Lich, so I'm gonna head towards that direction.
Start moving yourself in that direction. You have control. Through. I will mark your path for you if you don't remember. Firstly, through this door here, down that hallway.
Yep.
Back into the room where the berserkers were. So straight down that corridor you'll go. Nope, not down the stairs.
Door there.
There's a door there. Those doors should also be open, I believe. Straight down that corridor, leading you back into the room the dining room. I will get you to pause there for a moment.
I'm so screwed. As
you walk into this room, I mean, you could smell it moving up the hallway, 100%. You sort of peer around the room, and the smell even though you've just rested, your stomach grumbles a little bit. You haven't had much decent food. You guys have been in the temple now for 3 or 4 days, living on rations. By now, the rations will be getting a little tough and a little hard, a little stale. So this fresh food is really smelling very, very good. But then you spy the chalice again. That chalice sitting in the center of the table. I won't make you make a wisdom save. However,
I'll fail it.
what I will say, I'll leave it up to you, but you know, as a trader, as a merchant, looking at that chalice, seeing the gems encrusted around the outside, you know it's worth decent money. What I will do is get you to roll a history check for me to see if you remember the words of your party members the last time you came into this room.
A 10.
Luckily for you, a 10's all you needed. You gaze at it longingly, almost drooling through your toothless maw, as you almost hear the words of Karnos telling you, don't do it. Don't do it, Adok. You know it's a trap. Zadriel's words come to mind, basically telling you the same thing, but in a very Zadriel way. More stern. And Fibble just going, don't be an idiot. Up to you how you react in this particular moment. Actually, roll a perception check for me as well, please.
I got a 7.
Not high enough to see what I wanted you to see. So you do not notice anything out of the ordinary.
I'm going to walk up to this gem-encrusted chalice.
So it's right in the center of the table. It's different. It's a centerpiece.
I'm going to reach out my little hand, and as I'm just about to touch it, the party's words are gonna ring back to me. I'm gonna stop. And then I'm gonna pull my hand back. I'm gonna stare at my own reflection in the chalice. Look at what I've become, and I'm just gonna say, enough is enough, Adok. For once in your goddamn life, listen to somebody else that ain't yourself. Because you've done fucked up so far. Alright? At least when you fixed it, maybe then come back for the chalice. That's clearly a trap, but not right now. Got better things to do.
Nice. So you continue moving towards the Lich's chamber. So you will need to travel through these doors and into the next room. Before you go into the next room, however, right at the doorway, you spy Timothy. As you sort of walk up to the door, and you see Timothy standing outside of the double doors of a room you've been in. You've been in this room before. Piles of skulls in the center, in this big room, still hanging around. But you see Timothy just standing there. He's not moving at this point. I don't think he's seen you at this point. So it's up to you what you do.
I would like to stealth, if I can. Is it, well, what's the entrance to the room?
You're going to be rolling stealth at disadvantage because this place is full of skulls. If you remember the pile of skulls that came out of that trap room, there are a lot of skulls. It's really noisy, so it's going to be a high DC and it's going to be a disadvantage.
I have minor illusion. Would I be able to, because it's a cantrip, grab a bit of fleece, the 30-foot range, and then use minor illusion to create in a 5-foot cube just a bit of mist right in front of Timotei's head?
You could do that. The stealth check's still going to be at disadvantage. Yeah, and it's still going to have a high DC because of what's in the room.
That's completely fine. I got a lovely 10.
You're noisy, dude. Like, you step into the room, you cast the mist in front of Timmy's head. He doesn't move. And you take your first step. You think, sweet, I'm good. I'm awesome. Nothing's going to happen. You take your second step. Yeah, nah, I'm still good. And Fibble and the rest of the group, your alarm sounds as the clattering of skulls rolls a skull into Timothy's foot. Adok, you probably don't hear the alarm, but you hear the automaton sort of shift on his feet. You hear the skull hit his foot. I'm pretty sure Timothy can't speak, but Fibblesib, you'll be very aware that there is a potential intruder outside the room, as would the rest of you at this point.
Adok is going to freeze, stand right still, stare at this huge machine, hands up high.
Okay, we'll hold you there for a second then. Is there anything else you want to try and do at that point?
So he's going to stay for a split second, just one split second, look at it, and then bucket it to where this thing is.
You're going to be at half movement speed because I said this is you got to remember you're still short now. You're not human anymore. So to get through these skulls is going to be a mission for you. So you're going to be at half speed anyway. So we'll say you're in the process of turning and trying to get through, swim through the skulls, which is making a lot of noise, which you guys would be able to hear on the other side of the door. You can hear the skulls moving and shifting. So we'll turn now over to the group in the room. The alarm sounds. You are all alerted to the presence of something outside your room, as you can now hear the skulls hitting the concrete and hitting each other in the room outside where you are. What do you do?
First question.
Yes.
Have we gotten a full night's rest?
No, you have not. This has only been about an hour and a half since you entered this room. So you will get a short rest. You'll be able to use hit dice.
That's a good thing.
So you'll get the same as Adok. You'll get a short rest. You can expend the maximum amount of hit dice if you need to gain health back. And obviously whatever a short rest gives you as far as spells and that's concerned.
I'll definitely do that. Parnos is sitting over one corner, using whatever he has in his pack to heal the damage he has as best he can.
No worries. So you all, over the course of the hour leading up to this point, or the hour or so leading up to this point, have been able to patch your wounds, whatever wounds you can. And how do you react to the alarm sounding and the noise from outside the room?
Fibble, what was that? Hello?
Ah.
Evil.
What? It's,
Is that
alarm,
you,
I don't, it's not like the alarm tells me what's going on. It just goes off.
Is it? Do you think Strahd's sending more people to us?
Maybe. Could also be that dude, the dude with the thingo on his shoulder.
Oh, the imp guy.
Or it could be someone else that's unlucky enough to get stuck in here by that fucking elf gun.
Zadriel, how do you feel? I mean, we've had an hour of sit down. I've been working on my wounds. How are you?
I am bleeding still.
Do you need a hand with that?
No, I think I'm good. Could it be Adok maybe? Or could it be the ghost of
Future,
Scathist.
past?
Scathist rattling around?
Something was scraping at your door.
Damn it. I don't know what is it. Well, I'm not in a real good place to have a big battle right now. If I have to, I can. You're cool, Zadriel. You're the leader.
It can't be anything hostile because Timmy hasn't activated. Because he would defend himself if someone attacked him.
Can't you send your owl out?
It doesn't work like that way. It doesn't. I don't get to see through the owl.
You're supposed to be a genius. Shameful.
I have limited supplies in this shithole, so I think I've done pretty good for what I've got, kind of, sort of.
Yet you made it squawk like forever.
Shall we
That's
take it?
not me. That's Karnos.
It was that pie on that bloody table. I tell you, it's comes out like squeakier than the other food I've ever eaten. Anyway, do you want to maybe crack the door and see what it is?
I'll go crack the door. Since no one else wants to do it.
So, Zadriel, as you crack the door open and peer through, make a perception roll for me. I mean, you can hear the noise, but make a perception roll. This at advantage, please, because the noise definitely gives away the position.
just flinging skulls.
I mean, I got a nat 20, so I think I'm gonna get better.
I think you're good. a nat 20. You sort of look over and you see the first off you first thing you notice is a skull just come flying and hits the floor and rolls along the floor. You sort of you tilt your head for a moment and then you look and you just see a short body just flinging skulls, trying to clamber over the skulls. It looks to be about the size of a child. From the back, you can see the pack. You can see the clothes look somewhat familiar. With a natural 20, I would say you're definitely aware of the backpack seems a little large for this creature. Actually, no, it wouldn't, because it was Adok's backpack. So the backpack's about the right size. The clothes look a little baggy and cut off and tied in places. But I would say, where do you carry your flute, Adok? Do you carry it on a belt or in your pack?
Yeah, like in between, like the shoulder on the pack, like that. So I'd like grab it out like that.
Okay. So you would definitely see the flute in the top of the pack, which would probably give it away, I would imagine. With a natural 20, okay, you definitely would probably notice that. Although he looks vastly different than the last time you saw him.
Little boy, either you ate Adok, and I'm going to have to kill you, or you are Adok, and they're going to want to kill you.
I'm just going to stop. Scampering and just like probably skidded down the skulls as I like fall down.
It's like, and you sort of stop and turn.
You're going to tell me about, oh, in my best like different voice, oh, hello there, fellow traveller. I did not see you there. I am Sergoth the Great. Ragger Halfling is me, Sergoth. Hello.
Sergoth.
Do we hear all of this?
He would.
I was loud.
He was. I mean, he was definitely loud. He's trying to put on a voice. I'd assume his volume would probably go up an octave.
Yeah.
As well, so you'd definitely hear it. The door's open. You would have heard Zadriel say what she said initially, and you definitely heard the response. I'm not even going to get you a roll of deception. I'm pretty sure Zadriel has no way she's going to believe you.
That's why I have to roll a performance check.
roll a performance to see how you go. See how you go. But against a natural 20 perception, I'm pretty sure she knows who you are.
She's staring at your flute.
Sorry, it was a 13, so yeah, not too good.
Yeah, not too good.
You know Styx, your bear?
Yeah, I mean, no. Oh, don't know that.
Oh.
What is this Styx?
He actually died, and I bought a new one for you. And I'm watching his face.
Does Adok react to this news?
I'm gonna look at Zadriel, and then I'm gonna slowly but surely reach for a dagger at my waist.
I'm kidding. It was all the DM. But you're Adok, Sir Goth, Gregor, the halfling.
Yeah, all right, you got me. How do you know? What was it? What? Look, let me just. I can explain everything, as I like drop a skull.
I'm just standing there, but I'm talking loud enough so that my team can hear. Our team can hear.
One, where are the other two? Because I feel like they're gonna want to kill me.
Why would we do that?
Well, I mean, I may have, or probably did. I definitely did. Well, apparently the Strahd, I didn't, but I did. I killed Scafus. Just gonna put it out there. Stabbed him.
That's funny because we heard that you didn't kill him.
I didn't. No, I didn't kill him.
We heard from Skathus.
From what?
Yeah.
What do you mean? No, he. What?
Yeah.
Scafus there.
Yeah, he's in here.
He's in there.
Yeah.
So we're all hunky dory.
Yeah. Fine.
Yeah.
I mean, he told us you didn't kill him.
Yeah, but all right. Well, then the thing between you and I, where I did you hit the wall and you went out and.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we're still gonna talk about that later. But yeah, go
Right.
on in and see him.
He did what with her Fibble against the wall?
I don't know. Remember we heard that sound, and then I went in there and she was unconscious against the wall. I don't know what he ever did. He probably farted.
Oh, that was that while he was human. Much bigger in human form, you see.
So, with that, Zadriel backs back into
This
the room.
is not 6 inches, Carlos.
And
Do I hear you guys?
I'd say so, definitely. I mean, you were standing in the doorway. I mean,
He couldn't handle me. Come on in. Come on.
and following Zadriel is a halfling, dressed in Adok's clothing.
Hello, I am. No, I'm kidding. I'm not. I'm Haddock, by the way. I died. Funny enough. This is me now. So, we are under the impression that I did not kill Scathus. Where the hell is Scathus?
You see the wrapped body lying against the wall.
Ah, I see what this is. Fair enough. I'm gonna reach out my dagger real quick and cut it in myself to dimension door.
Zone of truth down as he does that, I think. That's what I wanted to do, but he's probably too fast.
So you're wanting to cast Dimension Door?
But I need a pint of blood, so I need to stab it into myself and let it leak out first.
Yes, you do. So
Yeah.
Interesting. So you pull out a dagger. You guys see him pull out a dagger and go to cut himself. Zadriel, you casting Zone of Truth. So everyone in the room will need to make the save, unless you choose not to.
I choose not to, but I also will shield toss as I see him going for his dagger.
Okay. So roll to hit for your shield. Pibble, what are you doing?
Indeed.
I am going to cast on the dagger
Heat metal.
heat metal.
Nice. Well done.
That's charisma save, by the way.
So charisma save. Yes, you got a 13 to hit. Does that hit you, Adok?
No, 15.
15. So that you throw the shield in his direction, but you misjudge his height, and it goes just over his head and hits the wall. At that same time, Zadriel releases the Zone of Truth, you deciding not to make the save, Karnos. Adok, you realize that this has been cast. Do you choose not to make the save, or do you make the save?
No, I'm not going to make the save.
Bibble, same thing to you. You can choose to save or just ignore the save and speak the truth.
Yeah,
So, Zadriel, same to you. You're in the room.
Yeah, yeah. Fuck it, I'll make the save.
So you're going to save against your own spell
Jesus.
easily enough.
23.
So Zadriel does not have to tell the truth, but everyone else does. At the same time, Fibble releases a heat metal spell against your dagger. It heats the blade to a point where it cauterizes the wound instantly as you attempt to spill your blood to cast the spell. It hurts. You'll take 3 points of fire damage.
And I'm going to look straight at Phil and be like, you fucking bastard.
Yep, could say the exact same thing about you.
All right, well, if you can't kill me, just make it fast, yeah? Chop it off at the end. All right, I'm ready. I'm going to get on my knees.
And all of you that didn't make the save would know that the Zone of Truth has been cast because you chose not to make the save. So you know that you are compelled to tell the truth.
First off, Scathus did talk to us.
Yeah?
You know how Emilia came to you and talked to you and me and everybody, and we all talked about it? Yeah, Scathus did this stuff.
He actually talked to me, specifically.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, that was a fucking exciting thing to happen.
Yeah, I thought he hated my guts. I wasn't very fond of him either, but he chose me, which is really weird.
So I did stab him.
Well, not till after he was already dead, from what we can gather.
Yes. Right. So, all right then, Fibble.
What?
You owe me an apology. You shot me.
I shot you because you did what you did to Z.
Which is?
You made her unconscious. And potentially had killed Scathus. And we're running around like a yellow-bellied, gutted thingamajiggy.
All right. All of what you've just said is true.
Yes.
I hate this spell, for one.
No.
Two, I can explain myself. I really can. If you just let me, if you give me a little bit of time, which we don't have, by the way, I've actually come to fix this, to fix the issue of what I've caused. Yeah, I'm here to help you, to help me, to help us.
You have 5 minutes to explain and 5 minutes for us to ask questions.
Great. What you want me to do first? You want to ask questions? You want me to explain?
Explain.
Right. Okay. Strahd said that he was going to kill me in 24 hours if I didn't kill someone of the party. Yeah.
See, fucking nailed it.
Nailed it.
Shut up, Fibber.
Right, so I knew that we have a scroll revivify, and I knew that we had some diamonds, so I thought, you know what, I could do this, I could kill Scathus, because he's been a bit of a prick anyway, and then he's going to come back, you got to revive him, yeah? Strahd, I'm in the clear, Strahd thinks I've killed someone, technically held through on my bargain, and then we're all good, he's come back to save to life, we're all good, I kind of tricked him, or I was going to do a deal with Strahd, be like, hey, I will kill Scathus, that's why I dragged him off, which I thought he was alive. I was going to drag him off, talk to Strahd and go, I will kill him under the condition of, you know, you let my friends go. Yes, I use the word friends. Mind you, it's the first time I've ever said this to all of you. So, that was, and I'm under oath as well, truth. So, yeah, just what I consider you all. You wouldn't do that. You wouldn't shoot a friend. Thanks, Fibble, by the way. But I know, 5 minutes. Oh, yeah. Okay, right. So, that was my plan to just don't kill me. Yeah, I'm sorry, everyone, that I fucked up. And I did it, and I spoke to Strahd, and he said that I haven't done it, and I messed up, and I killed Scathus anyway. Well, I didn't kill him, I didn't save him, I did something wrong. I know I've done something wrong, I can't quite figure it out right now, but I'm trying to fix it.
And you're a halfling now?
Yeah, and you know the worst thing is I'm a ragger.
You know, Emilia was a ranger, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, but she had no soul, we all knew that.
Well, hold your bear. But what did you do to become a... You were a human and now you're a halfling. What did you do?
Well, Strahd kind of revived my dead human corpse to attack me or something. I can't really remember. I'm confused. Anyway, he tricked me and he attacked me. Lo and behold, I've worked out Strahd, not that good of a fella.
No.
I kind of thought that maybe we could talk to him. Maybe, you know, maybe there might be some redeeming qualities, you know.
Oh, and it's in the zone of truth. It must be true. Oh my God, Adok. Look at you.
Yeah, but I've just figured it out now, and now I'm pissed. And by the way, we've got 6 hours, well, 5 really now, before he comes and kills us all. That's also truth.
Anyone else want to ask him anything?
Yes. Can you pass me more shield?
Are you going to throw it at me again?
Only if you try to stab yourself again.
Alright, fair. Try and... Is the shield in the wall?
No, it was just, he's not that strong.
I'm not Captain America.
It was just against the wall, on the floor.
I'm going to tentatively hand the shield to Karnos.
It'll take you 2 hands. It's a good sized shield. But yeah, you managed to hand it back to him.
As I take the shield, I look at Adok's new form. I look over at Fibblestib. I look back at Adok. Look over at Fibblestib. I'm glad I actually say this to Zadriel. I'm glad he told you that, or us, that he was Adok, because I would have thought that maybe Fibblestib would be making children with people around here otherwise.
I mean, he has a redhead. I thought it was Emily and Fibble. honestly.
I mean, that was my first thought. You're spot on, Zedriel. That's any fist bump, man.
Oh, no.
Oh shit!
Alex going to realise that fist bump probably wasn't for him as he goes to join.
The awkward third fist bump, yeah. Yeah, awkward third party fist. Oh shit!
So now we need a plan. Fibble, I'm looking at you.
Wait. First things first. Are we all good? I did it in the best interest.
We need the numbers to kill Strahd, so
I'll take it. Fair
We
enough.
do. And I really like you, so I figure I'll kill you last.
Oh, yeah, whoa. Yeah, I just called you all my friends.
yeah,
First
yeah.
one.
you're a friend.
Yeah, but I've never really said that before.
That's fair. I've never really liked a goblin before.
Yeah, but I'm not a goblin. Well, technically. Anymore.
That is true. This is so weird. I'm confused.
I think you're supposed to hug it out.
No. I thought... No, I mean, this is a lot to take in all at once. If you hug me, I will stab you.
Yeah, I'm more worried about Fibble. He's going to shoot me in the back or something.
We need the numbers, and he's smart enough to know better. God, your owl is playing music now?
Oh, no, sorry, that's my magic stones.
We need to... what I think Fibble's trying to say is we need to get on the same page, back to where we were before this craziness in this building happened, because we were really working well together as a team. Now, if I pick up Scaphus, I might be able to use him like a dolly, and we could, like, win this battle if there's 5 of us.
Hey?
You know, like one of those things you stick your hand in their back and you go, hello, I'm Scaphus. It'd probably say more than he's ever said before.
It probably had the same amount of intelligence as it did before, too.
Can Strahd see through you, Adok, still? Or no? Or any of us?
I mean, yeah, you probably could see through all of us, to be honest. Probably read our minds. He's here, by the way. He's actually here in this temple. Somewhere.
Oh shit, I was right.
Yeah, we got 5 hours to try and reincarnate this fella, and I think that we should probably try and escape somehow and not fight Strahd, because I don't know about you, but I've got no spell slots.
What a spell
What's a spell slots? I've got no magic ability left.
That's, his pouches where he puts his focuses and stuff. That's
Yeah,
his
my
flute.
component pouch has slots in it for my spells, and I've got none left.
It's the holes in your flute, the flute, the slots.
So yeah, 5 hours until intermittent doom. That's not the right word, intermittent, but it's...
We looked in the bookcase and it's not there, so... We were gonna check the Lich thing.
That's where I was going until skulls, and then you lot, and then I was hoping that I could maybe use that as a bargaining chip to get back into the good graces of you all. So, more plans on top of plans. And when does this spell drop, by the way?
I don't know, do you feel like it's dropped?
No.
Keep going then.
But let's stop wasting time then. If Strahd's coming, Fib's right. We need to get this shit sorted. That's what you said, right, Fibble?
Yep, by killing Haddock. Oh, wait a minute. We're not killing Haddock anymore, are we?
So there's no way we can sleep.
No. I mean, we can, but we'll be dead.
Yeah. How about we go get Bones on Bones ready, and maybe he can help with Scathus, and, maybe give us a place to have a good night's sleep, and screw Strahd in the morning when we're at full energy.
I don't feel like sexual relations with an ancient vampire, but thank you.
I don't know. You've pretty much done everything else.
Are you... Carlos looks rather frustrated at this point in time. And he says, considering the amount of time we have, you retards are taking much too long to decide. Let's just go to the next room and search.
Start walking.
Noted.
So, with that, you guys can move yourselves into the Lich's chamber. Timmy should be able to fit. It'll be a little bit of a tight squeeze getting through the second door through this small room, but he should make it through without too many hassles. Timmy! If he doesn't fit, let me know. I'll actually put him in there. He should be able to get through that area. Hopefully. There we go.
You might have to move me because I'm reloading.
Okay. I can move you easily enough. Boom. There you go. So, you all make your way through the pile of skulls. No need for re-rolls. It's noisy, it's clattery, it's hard going, but you manage to get through. And you make it back into the room with the Lich. He's pretty much as you left him, still standing in the center of the room. And although the spell book is not on the bench where Zadriel left it, it is on the floor where Adok dropped it after the Lich attacked him when he tried to remove it from the room. So it's still remaining on the floor, roughly up in this sort of area here. As you guys enter the room, his head picks up. You see his eyes sort of giving off that little glow. Knowledge is power. Once again, repeating what he said to you the first time you came to this room.
Alright. Has anyone got a plan to maybe get him to bring Skaithis back from the dead?
I shall emerge the scroll of greater restoration
Yes.
and look at it and go, well, and start reading it out.
Right. So, Mr. Fibblestib, you are proficient in Arcana, are you not? So I need you to make an Arcana check using and add your, I think your proficiency should be added already to it on D&D Beyond. And then I need you to make an intelligence roll as well.
Ooh.
I'm going to add 5 to that.
You're going to add your Flash of Genius?
Yeah.
Can
Definitely.
I also add a bardic inspiration die by playing a bit of a flute and a
He
tune?
has already rolled it, unfortunately. If you'd
God
jumped in
damn.
before he rolled, I would have said yes.
I
But
do
he's-
have flash of genius though, as well.
Can't. They won't stack. You're both the same.
Damn it!
So-
Damn it! Okay.
A 19 on the Arcana check. Before you start reading, you browse off and you're pretty certain you know how this incantation should work. You start reading and you watch this Lich's face as you start reading, and you get to the end and you finish the incantation. The spell scroll itself almost ignites, not in a hurtful flame, but in a sort of blue-purple flame as it ignites and is then gone in an instant. For a moment, you're not sure if it worked or not. Lich remains unmoving, his gaze focused dead ahead. And then, after maybe a minute or two, seems like an eternity. You're all standing there just watching to see what has happened. Has the spell worked? And then he slowly turns his head towards you, Fibble. Thank you. Who are you exactly? And why are you in my chamber?
The name is Fibblestib. I'm a gnome. And I'm here to see if you could bring my friend back to life. Or kill Strahd, one of the two. Or help us kill Strahd?
Or both, yeah.
I have no quarrel with Lord Strahd. But, as for your friend, where is my spellbook? As he starts looking around the room and spies it on the floor. Not where I left you. And he slowly walks past you, Fibble, and retrieves his spellbook. You see him open the page and start sort of flicking through the pages. As you notice, you see patches of skin, like he's generally quite skeletal. He's a long mage's robe, a little moth-eaten, but still very well maintained for its age. You watch some patches of skin almost form in certain places as he starts thumbing through his spellbook. Not to the point of humanity, but almost like mummy-like, as you still see patches of bone and such. I cannot bring him back myself, but you search for the incantation of life. It is within these halls. Have you visited the library by any chance?
Briefly.
We have?
Well, then you've already found it, of course.
Whoa. Whoa. Everyone, have we actually seen this library?
Yeah, it's upstairs, isn't it?
Is it?
And it has the statue. It has a stairway that comes out behind the statue. Or is that not the library?
I don't know. I'm asking the Lich.
Sounds
It's
like you've
Xantha.
been to the right place. And the name is Xantha, by the way, not Lich.
Sorry.
Don't really like that term, although it is true, but... Oh, it's been so long. I remember many things, but not many things as well. So, how long has your friend been deceased?
Several hours.
Oh, just a drop in the bucket. More than sufficient. Is this the spell you are searching for is powerful? I'm not sure you would be able to even cast it. I do not sense great power in the arcane from any of you.
Hello, looking at him.
Not even close, my friend.
Well, all right then. Me and Fibble together as a team. Yeah, let's give a high five.
Potentially.
Maybe not.
But probably not. Now, if you have been to the library, you'll understand. I understand your confusion, as you may not even be able to read the texts that lie within. But that is because you do not have the password you need in order to read. What you will need to do is return to the library. You'll need to go to the northwestern bookshelf. Find a book with a spine color of sanguinus. Pull said book from the shelf, from its resting place, and utter the word Xantha, of course, but as well you'll need the Latin word for life, which escapes me at the moment. My memory is still quite hazy. It's coming, but do any of you speak Latin by any chance?
Fibble?
Cannot say that is a language. I know.
Excuse me, Mr. Xantha.
Xantha, sorry.
Xantha. Oh, used to be. I get it. When we want to bring this acquaintance of ours back to life, is there anything in this spell that we're going to bring that makes him far less of an ass hat?
Oh, so he has succumbed to the temptations of the Amber Temple, it seems.
Yeah, I think so. Just turned into a right royal mongrel, and like I said, an ass hat.
And at that moment, he just waves his hand and his eyes flash a brilliant arcane. And he sort of turns and scans the room, and he then says, "It appears many of you have succumbed to the temptations of the temple. Not very wise if you wish to defeat Lord Strahd. This place has weakened you, has it not?"
Yes, Adok, hasn't it?
I mean, I've lost my teeth. But no, yes, yeah, it has. Yes.
So as for the Latin language, it is not a language readily spoken in the Sword Coast. But is anyone proficient in religion? Which I believe Zadriel would potentially be. If not proficient, you would have some understanding of religious because of your paladin background.
Yes.
I am half proficient, if that counts.
Okay, so you half proficient. If you're half proficient,
Halfling.
you can add half your proficiency to a religion roll. If you're proficient, you can add your proficiency. 22 from Adok. 18. Both good rolls. So, Adok, your life as a trader, as a merchant, has you meeting many, many different people. Many travelers from different realms and different planes of existence, even. The word, as does Zadriel with your teachings through your religion, you learn many things, and this language called Latin had made an appearance on a few occasions. You remember few words, but the word Vita comes to mind. Vita. So as Extensa speaks, he simply then says, well, one thing I can aid you with in exchange for the return of my memory and my spellbook. If you would all, well actually, you, and you, pointing to Zadriel, Karnos, and Adok, because I believe Fibble does not have a dark gift, ask you to stand before him.
My dark gift wasn't from the stones, though. Just if he doesn't know that.
He knows exactly where your dark gift has come from. He knows
Okay.
He knows you've been tainted. That's what he's seen.
Sweet.
And he says, this may hurt just a little. And he flips through the page of his book, stops about 2/3 of the way through, and you just hear him. You don't hear the words. You might get the occasional arcane word that maybe Fibble and Adok might understand, possibly even Zadriel to a certain degree. And he sort of waves his hand backwards and forwards. If he had eyelids, he'd close them, but his eyes flash in that arcane blue and purple. Zadriel, you're the first to feel it. That pain in the pit of your stomach rising once again. Not as severe as when you were in the throes of your dark gift, but enough to almost bring you to your knees. Karnos, you feel a pain in the back of your head start to swell, not unlike a migraine. Builds behind your right eye, almost blinding at one point. Adok, your entire body is racked with pain, from your feet to the tip of your head, to the point it does bring you to your knees, dropping you to the ground. You do not take any damage, however, but as he continues to mumble and fibble, you watch as your friends, they are suffering. You can see the pain in their faces, specifically Adok. Not that you probably care too much about him at the moment. But you watch as eventually, Zadriel, that pain subsides, and you take a deep breath in, and you feel good. Like, you feel real good. You no longer have any dark gifts. They are all gone. In fact, you are probably feeling better than you've felt in a long time. Your connection with the DM is strong. For the first time since you've been in Barovia, that connection has never been stronger. You are able to have 2 spell slots back of whatever level you choose. Karnos. That pain starts to subside, and as your dark gift leaves you, you no longer have any dark gifts. You take that deep breath in. You also have no pain in your hip for the first time in a long, long time.
Whoa.
You will gain 2 superiority die if you have expended them.
No, I get them back on a short rest.
You get them back on a short rest, so you got them anyway. That's cool.
Yep, but I also have spell slots, just in case you're wondering.
2 spell slots of your choosing in that case.
Sweet.
Adok. Your pain persists. The rest of you now watching Xantha as he concentrates, moving towards Adok, holding his hand out over his body, who is now collapsed on the floor. You all watch him. The sweat starts to bead on his brow. His body starts to morph to a certain point. Grows a little longer, then a little shorter. The skin starts to change color. Starts to grey a little bit. His ears start to point. As you writhe in pain, Adok, and your back arches, you can feel the vertebrae in your spine snapping and popping. You feel them before anyone sees them. But the pointed, jagged teeth that you've been missing for so long start to reform. And all of you watch as Adok the Grey makes an appearance, then fades out and comes back. For the next 20 minutes, he's concentrating on whatever he's doing at this point. And then eventually the pain subsides, Adok. You're still prone, lying on the floor, but as you open your eyes, the rest of you are now looking at Adok the Grey, the goblin, in his true form, with all your teeth, and you also gain 2 spell slots of your choosing. He releases his hand and then reaches into a component pouch on his person, pulls out a dusty little glass vial, dusty and dark brown. You'd swear it almost looked like blood if you didn't know any better. And he turns to you, Fibble, and just hands it to you. Doesn't say anything. Do you take it?
Yeah, and then try to work out what the fuck it is.
As you take it from him, he then just says, "Drink up."
Right, bottom it up.
Without hesitation, Fibblesid, you down whatever this liquid is. It's bitter. It's quite pungent to the taste. Almost to the verge of triggering your gag reflex. It's not nice at all. But you also gain 2 spell slots of your choice, as whatever this liquid is seems to have bolstered your magical abilities. And then he sort of lets out what would be a breath, you would imagine. His shoulders slump forward. If he had breath in his body, he would sigh. that whole body language of letting out, expelling energy, whatever this was, took it out of him. And he moves slowly over to his bed and just perches himself on the end and sits looking at you guys, places a spell book on the bed. A gift for those who have helped. I hope you are able to bring your friend back. I am unable to help you in your quarrel with Lord Strahd, as I have no quarrel with him, nor does he with me. But I do wish you well.
Thank you, Xanther.
Now, if you will let me rest, please.
I'll make a move to leave first, I think.
So, do you all follow suit?
Yeah, Adok's gonna just latch onto Zadriel's leg and just be dragged out as he's in copious amounts of pain still.
The pain, once the spell took effect, the pain subsides pretty quickly.
Okay, cool.
So you're actually feeling pretty good. Everyone, even Fibble, with whatever that disgusting concoction he gave to you, you're actually feeling pretty good.
Yeah, I followed him out as well, knowing that we want to head to the library. And as we go, Carl says, I must apologise. I feel I've been quite rude to everyone as of recent times.
That's all right, Carnos. Just don't let it happen again, yeah?
Right, I mean, it was part of these dark gifts that Xanther called them.
And if you will also recall, Fibblestib has been talking about said dark gifts for about a week or so, maybe 10 days as well.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah, you know what? The whole me stabbing, as we're walking, talking, the whole me stabbing Scathus and, not listening to all of you guys and touching the stones, that wasn't me at all. I've been corrupted from the very start, but now this is the real me, the real Adok, your friend. Right? Yeah?
You've got all your teeth and you're not a ginger. Look at you.
I know, but I am still a bloody goblin.
I mean, redheads are usually quite attractive, so... But I don't know what happened to you. It was, I guess, maybe different when it comes from goblin-esque type genes.
Yes, so if you're heading back to the library, you can move yourselves back there. I do not believe you shall encounter any resistance along your way.
Might have to move me still because it's not playing. Oh, there was an update though. Maybe it's I don't know.
Yeah, I've moved you into the library, so...
Yeah,
there was an update, to a small patch today, I believe.
I'm stuck in a wall, god damn it.
Where are you? I'll move you if you want. Easy enough.
So, Zadriel, that went well.
Yeah, almost too well. I don't trust anything anymore.
Yeah, I feel real good after that, though.
Yeah. I feel like I trust all of you, every one of you here. Yeah? Even you, Fibble.
I think we're all in that room now.
I've liked you the most. Well, I mean, as equal as Zadriel and Carnos.
You don't. It's okay, Adok. You don't have to like everyone evenly. You can have favourites. Fibble, I think he's trying to grease after you because he thinks you want to kill him.
Karnas, you don't like balance. Maybe that was a dark gift as well.
What do you mean I don't like balance?
Well, he's liking everyone equally, and you said you don't have to like everyone equally, and you're all about.
I'm not carrying them, Zadriel, but I get your point. Yes, it would be nice if everyone was equal to everyone, but everyone knows I am the greatest hero, and that is it.
As you are, Kanos. Absolutely right, you are. And Zadriel, you were the best paladin I've ever met, and Fibblestib, you were the best, second best artificer I've ever met. Right, northwest bookshelf, yeah?
Right, I think this is a good time to take a short break. we will take 5 minutes, guys. We're going to take a short break. We're going to grab a drink, and it's stupid hot here. I need water. And I'm quite sure either if Nutty's not in bed, she probably wants to make coffee. So we'll be right back in a couple of minutes. Don't go anywhere. And we're back. What's up, Chad? Welcome in new followers. Vampire Logan with the raid, I believe it was. Thank you very much for that. Appreciate it. Welcome in, guys. My name's Evildoer. I'm from New Zealand. We are doing Curse of Strahd. We're episode 70, so we're reasonably well into the story. Grim, thank you so much for chucking the names of the characters and players up there, but just to again give you guys in a bit of context here, we have over this way Karnos, aka Orbasm, in the chat, playing our fighter / paladin. Skathis, our tiefling monk, unfortunately has passed away, but that is played by Darth Trashman. We then have Adok the Grey, who has just been turned back into a goblin, played by Roast and Chicken. We have Fibblestib, the rock gnome artificer over there in the corner, played by Mr. Stib, and Zadriel, our resident paladin, played by Yanti1, and of course Emilia, who is also deceased, played by the Drax, one of the mods in the chat. But with this particular incantation our players have found, we may see the return of one or both of these particular characters. You never know. It does have the power to revive the ancient dead, after all, which is the spell that Casimir was looking for.
Sick. That would be so sick. Sorry, I'm just saying that is so sick. What a twist. Strahd shows up thinking it's 5. Emilia pops in out of nowhere. Oh.
So, we rejoin you guys now as you return to the library. You move towards the northwestern bookcase, which is the one up the top here to the left. Perception rolls from everyone, or investigation, sorry, from everyone, or from one person with advantage, you choose. This is not high, you know roughly what you're looking for.
29.
23.
Oh my god, guys.
Not gonna try.
With rolls like that, there's probably not even anyone else rolling, as Fibble and Adok both spied the book almost immediately. It is on a shelf too high for both of you to reach, however. So you may need to enlist the aid of your taller companions to reach the shelf that it's on.
Adok is going to get down on one knee, put out both of his hands, cross-faced like that, and he's going to look at Phil and be like, "After you, sir, my good fellow friend."
I'll step on his knee with one foot and then on his face with the other foot and grab the book.
Roll acrobatics for one. I won't get you to roll a strength check, Adok, because you can't. But you're providing a pretty good base. But acrobatics, it's pretty wobbly. I mean, you reach it, you grab the book, and then the foot that's on Adok's face slips to one side. Probably a little bit of shoe leather or boot leather across your face, Adok. It would hurt a little bit, not enough to do damage, but slips down onto your shoulder, and you both kind of wobble. You do topple over Fibble, and you probably land on your butt. Again, no damage. But you now have this it's a relatively hefty tome. But it looks like the book you're looking for, indeed.
Hand it to Z and say, "You're the most holy of holies."
That meant Carnos is too.
No.
Hardly read.
Yeah, Mr. Stibb's not wrong. I can read it just normally, and I am not as... I have been following the DM only for a short time compared to you.
I will do as Xanthar has asked and say Xanthar and Vita.
As you speak the words rolling off your tongue, the word Vita feeling foreign to you, but you seem to pronounce it correctly. The heft of the book when you first grabbed it was quite hefty. But the moment the word Vita is completed, the book's weight almost becomes nothing. The book then seems like catches fire, but again, not in that harmful flame, the flame you get from a fireplace, but an arcane flame, consumes the book. and in an instant, just burns away, leaving you with a scroll, not a book. And slowly but surely, as you are holding this piece of paper in your hands, the words start to form. And you start to reading over it to see what indeed the spell does or will do, or what you need. You would have an understanding of revivification spells. You know that a spell of this power is going to require something. You're not gonna get away with casting this like you do with Revivify with a mere 300 gold diamond or something of that note. You've got enough knowledge of this to know that this is going to be something big. As the words start to fill in and you get to the bottom of the incantation, you're pretty sure you understand the incantation. You know how that works. It's still a little bit outside of your realms, but you've got the gist of it. The bottom of the page, you see the word components start to write itself. And then a list of 3 items. The first being a drop or a vial of freshly spilt blood. Doesn't say whether it needs to be human or otherwise, just states a small vial of freshly spilled blood. The second component seems relatively mundane, not unlike other spells you've cast before, just basic incense and maybe an incense burner, some vessel to burn it in. The third component, as it starts to write and you read it, you almost drop the scroll, as it states that it needs a diamond or gemstones to the value of $15,000 or 15,000 gold in order to perform this particular incantation. You also understand from reading it that this incantation can be used more than once if you have those components.
Okay, so thank you to the DM. We have what we need. It's almost like in a god, a Davida helped us to gain all these components. I couldn't help it. It's a bad pun. I couldn't help it. Anyway,
Well done.
gemstones. We need some gemstones of about... Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Maybe we can come down to the gemstones. And maybe we could help Emilia as well.
I don't remember how much worth the gemstones were, but yeah, it's possible we could do it too. But the freshly stinger blood, I know of a victim that's willing.
Thank you, people, for your sacrifice.
Oh, I was thinking more of Adok.
Oh. I mean, yes, it is I, your friend, Adok, who is more than willing to help where I can, of course.
Thank you. Just 2 vials. Thank you. And I hand him 2 vials. Oh, but wait until we get to the vault, because we got to work out if we got enough gemstones to bring back, Ooh, I wonder if we could bring back Marigold as well.
Who?
Wasn't that the other little girl?
Later on, next door to where we live, you dipshit.
Mirabelle.
Oh, Mirabelle. Right, yeah.
I know
Sometimes
a lot of
I
people.
think your genius is dementia.
Yes, 1000% sure. Who's dementia?
So,
Well, what's next?
Oh, shit.
you say that we needed a combined value of how much gold? Or just a gem worth that much?
Gemstones and diamonds worth 15,000. I think if we're going to do it twice, it'd be 30.
That is a truckload of gemstones.
I mean, I've got a set of 10. you know, well, I mean, not gemstones. Actually, I haven't got it's jewelry. I've got a gilded skull with some red garnets that I'm willing to, I guess, maybe as long as I get it back.
Let's go down. Should we take Skathis? Should we drag Skathis down there too? And
I can carry him if you like.
Oh, we get the big machine to do it.
yeah, Carnos is going to carry Skathis. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I meant.
Oh, a name.
Not the big giant.
Timothy.
All right, well,
Timothy. Feeble, can you do that? Can you get Timmy to carry Skathis?
Yeah, we never tried.
I'm sure that you could. I mean, Timothy's not he's not an errand boy. But he will follow basic instructions. But I'm assuming that he would be able to carry something for you relatively easily, and he's strong enough where Skathis' body would not be a problem. So you're wanting to head back to the treasure room, yeah? Okay, so stay where you are. I'm going to delete you all from this scene. I'm going to put you all in the other one just to make it a little quicker.
So you, if Timmy carries Skathis and we get into a battle, can Timmy use Skathis like a nunchuck?
No, probably more like a stick. Wow. A club?
Oh, I suppose he's stiffening up a bit now, isn't he? That's just how Emilia likes it. And Dead Zone, I bet.
And we will put Skathis on here as that is his body.
You weren't getting that he was rigor mortarizing.
His tail's like sticking straight out.
Yeah. It's like a fishing rod.
Okay then.
So, what gemstones did you guys take when you were here last?
I took
Did
none.
someone write them down?
I didn't take any either.
Yeah,
So you took no gemstones. What did you take, Adok?
I took a gilded skull with red garnets for eye sockets.
That's
I've got
right.
10 times jewelry, which I wasn't sure if it
Okay.
had.
Yep, I can find those. So the gilded skull. Let's see if we can find this here.
And I have 500 worth of diamonds.
Okay, cool. So the 10 pieces of jewelry were worth about 250 gold each, and they did have gemstones in them, but that was combined value with the gold. The gemstones themselves, I would say, are probably worth only about 200 gold each, so it's still 2,000 gold worth of gems there.
Okay.
The skull, when I find it in my list, the gilded skull with red garnets is only worth about 250 gold as well. So I'd say again about 200 gold worth of gems.
Okay.
So, no need to roll investigation because you guys have time to search if you wish.
Zadriel, I have 9,000 gold worth of gold in gold and platinum. And I'm saying this real quietly to Zadriel. We could buy something like this if we can get out of here, right?
Well, yes, but from who?
Oh yeah, that's right. This place is full of no shops. Well, not very good ones.
We can look around the temple after we see how much we have in the pile downstairs.
It'd be really nice to be able to raise one of our friends, if not both of them, but we've had this talk before. Is Emilia going to be all right to bring back?
I mean, she did help somewhat. most of the time.
I guess she's kind of like a bard for Skathis anyway, right? She'll sort of give him inspiration as he goes.
Well, if you may, I mean, we do need numbers. Zadriel was very right. We need numbers.
She can now peel and do her water shower things, and yeah.
Maybe when we raise her, if we say to her, hey, this is only temporary, you have to say yes, you're going to actually really help. Instead of just making a clay seat and cleaning ourselves with water. And then if she says yeah, you go yeah, and if she says nah, you're under the spell. Does it work like that? You can do like half the spell?
Mm-hmm. It does. I can do that with my hammer. Undo the spell right away.
Yeah, but that's a lot of gold's worth of gems to waste. Is it not, Mr. Stibb?
They're not my gems. I don't really care.
That's fair.
Look, it comes down to maybe potentially Emily has learnt her lesson. Will actually tries to be a little bit more, proactive about keeping herself alive.
Oh, what happens if the same thing, when Adok died and he came back as a dragon? What happens if Emilia comes back as a giant dancing elephant in a pink thong?
Maybe Skathis will find her more attractive this time.
That's true. I never thought of that.
It would cast confusion on Strahd, that's for sure.
So gems, yes. I was going to start racking through, pulling out gems from everywhere.
Right, so as you all start to rifle through these piles of gold and treasure, in the first pile, it's going to take some time. You're looking at probably 2 or 3 hours of searching in this room. These piles are quite large, and there's a number of them. In the first pile, you find 30 gemstones, worth roughly, in Adok's estimation, about 50 gold apiece. In that pile, you see there's you find that childlike sarcophagus made of black wood. It's inlaid in gold, but no gems, so it's not much use. You move around to the next pile, you start rifling through. So where you found the silvered rapier, you find a gilded chariot, not full size, but like almost a miniature size, about one third scale, but it has a large ruby inset into the front of it. Takes a little while to get it out, but Adok would estimate it, with his skill as a merchant, estimate it's valued about 3,000 gold. It's quite large. You move through the next pile where you find nothing. It's all just, there's still gold coin and silver coin. There's the empty glass bottles. There's a trunk filled with dresses and gowns. This is the pile where you found your jewelry, Adok. You move on to the next pile where the pile of iron ingots are covered in other things. There's some holy symbols for various gods of various worlds. None have gemstones. This is where you found the gilded skull. So nothing more to be found in that. Next pile. You find a bronze crown, which previously discarded, but on closer inspection, it has dragons' heads around, 4 or 5 of them around the top of the crown. Each dragon has an emerald in its eyes, in its eye sockets. So that would be about 10 small emeralds. Total value about 1,700 gold pieces. You then move to the final pile. Find the pile of wooden coins that look like they've been painted gold. Some of the paint has been worn off. You find a whole bunch of iron pots. There's an obsidian scepter, however, with gold filigree, and in its top. Adok, you look at this, think, how the hell did I miss this when we first looked in here? But you find a large, smoky diamond. Maybe you passed it off as a quartz the first time you saw it, but it's definitely a diamond, and it is estimated, you're not entirely sure, but you think around about 5,000 gold. It is huge. Probably the biggest diamond you've ever seen. About the size of a softball. And then as you go through, there's some rusty helms, some old leather-bound books, one or two minor gems in the spine of a couple of the books, only worth about 50 gold. But that is pretty much all you find in this treasure room. This is years of hoarding by whatever individuals once ran this temple. But that is all you discover. But that takes you about 2.5 hours of going through.
And you said that because there was the chalice that had gems in it in the lunchroom.
It did have gems in it, indeed.
Shit.
Is amber considered a gemstone?
You talking about the amber tombs?
Hmm.
Yeah, no, it's more of just a regular. It's just a yellow, orangey stone. You would have noticed that from when the gifts were accepted and they shattered. That it was more just a semi-opaque stone.
Maybe Xantha knows more.
After. We just look. We're running really short on time. We've probably got about 2, maybe a bit less, more hours. What I've got here, what I estimate, we're still $1.5 short. Now, I know some of you said for me not to take it, and clearly, it's a trap. But do any of you remember that room with the lovely food in it? And there was a chalice in the middle. A big chalice, a big gold one. And you all told me not to take it. I reckon we take it. Probably, might, hopefully, give us enough to bring back Scathers. Or Emilia. Only 1, not 2. But we need to motor.
Can you tell what something is worth by looking at it, or one of you?
Yeah. Merchant.
Oh, right, yeah. So you don't even have to touch it to figure out how much it's worth to know if there'll be enough, right?
And I'm a duelist, so yeah, I could help them.
I forgot about that.
So the two of you, if there's enough to get at least one of our friends back, we'd have to be careful not to touch any food, because as soon as I touch a pie, there will ghosts or creatures or something come, some ghastly things that appeared. Maybe, have you got something like tongs, right, that you could pick up this chalice thing with, or cloths to put over your hands, and then we can take it out of that room and take it somewhere else completely to pop the gems out.
Adok is going to grab Carlos's face with his hands. We'll try to. He's going to try and leap up and grab your face, give you a kiss on both cheeks.
I'm being attacked by a goblin.
No, Carlos, you're a genius. You're an absolute genius, you are.
No, that's Fibble. He's the genius. I'm the dumb fighty guy who's a hero.
No, but in this moment, you, sir, are a genius. You're one of us now, because Jesse's got the best set of tongs that can fly. All right, just meet him. Fibble, he's got it now.
You know what else can fly?
Oh, yeah. But I mean, if it's a trap and something's going to go off, it's just the out that's going to get hurt, ain't it?
I mean, I can Misty Step too.
You could. That's new.
So
You do
you
that?
think you can magically grab the cup and then, boom, misty step away with your...
I don't know. Unless you want the owl to do it.
I don't know how safe it is to touch things in that room. That's better maybe to bring it away from the room. Phil, you're a genius, even though he's adult, is throwing that word around a lot. What do you think?
Yeah, I guess the owl could probably, maybe, potentially get the chalice and come back out. Because there is a couple set of doors, and I got the feeling, I'm not like 100% sure, but I got the feeling that once the trap's set off, that's it. Maybe.
Let's walk and talk. Huh?
Oh, well, this is where you come in again, Fibble. So you've got that great big metal machine, Timothy, who can hold open a set of the doors with his mighty strength. I can enlarge him, yeah? He can hold open the doors. Your owl flies in, grabs the thingamajig, the trap triggers, the owl gets out, Timothy gets squashed, probably, who cares? Then we got the chalice.
How about you hold the doors open, and then, when you get squashed, Timothy will open it after that.
Well, no, because we need to get the... I mean, I think that I'm not going to be able to be strong enough to hold open the door for the owl to get out, and then the owl's trapped in there. Then you've got to fight whatever's in there. We don't want to do that.
Why are we holding doors open? When we fought them last time, the doors did not close.
Well, I was just trying to think ahead about stuff.
I mean, that's fair, but most of the doors are half poked. And yeah, the creatures, we were moving in and out of a set of doors when we were attacked the last time.
Walking and talking.
Okay. All right,
And,
well...
we're walking and talking.
well, I
Yeah,
just... look,
we'll keep walking and talking. I'll actually change scenes very shortly.
Just trying to think of a plan. Think of multiple sort of things that can go wrong. One of them being doors closing.
Okay, that's fair.
But I mean, if we don't want to have the huge automaton hold open the door for the owl to escape, fair enough.
Why don't we get the owl to hold open the door while the automaton gets the bowl, chalice, fruit bowl thing?
Why don't we get the Lich to give it to us?
Yeah, I don't know if it's a Lich that's done. I don't know if it was his doing.
His name is Xantar. He was upset when you called him Lich.
Or maybe he knows where more gems are.
Maybe. That's a lot of maybes we're riding on there, people.
You can do the messagey thing, you know? Oh, you don't want to waste your flute stuff. You're muted. Oh, you cast silence.
No, I'm sorry. I was just saying that the messages, right? That is the power of my finger gun. So I pull it out like this, cock it back, shoot it off, bang, message delivered. Doesn't require component spell slots.
I was just thinking you could ask Xanthar maybe to see so we don't have to go all the way back.
Yeah, all right. I can finger gun him.
Ooh.
Did you say finger gun?
Yeah. Ready?
Okay.
Finger gun.
I was just checking.
So pull it out. Here's the message. Cock the message back. Yeah. Which the message is: Zether, have you got any gums? Well, sorry, gems that we can use, not gums. Gems that we can use, and I'll point it, and then I'll fire. Message delivered. Bang. Just like that.
You wait a few moments. You get no reply. A minute or two goes past. Still no reply.
Nothing. He's probably lost his marbles.
Oh, are marbles gems?
No.
Right, just checking. Right, so we're getting up to the doorway here. Oh, man. Okay, the smell is going to be intense, people. Remember, do
You can
not touch
smell it
food.
already. It's wafting down the hallway through the open doors.
Look, I'm gonna stand in a spot, look at the thing, send the owl to it, get it to fly back to me, and drop the chalice on Adok's head. That's all we're gonna do. So, you know, if anything happens, the ghost will be pissed off at Adok.
Right, at this point, I don't care. Just we need to get it done.
Then let's get it done. And I send the owl into the room to grab the chalice.
Are you able? Can your owl actually pick anything up? Is that how it works?
It can.
It can. Cool. Because you haven't used it at all, so I'm not even sure what it can do.
Well, it gives me a +1 to a couple of things, and it allows me to transfer touch spells through it, and it can pick stuff up and attack stuff, but it's not very actually strong, so I don't use it as an attacking type thing.
Okay,
It's
so
kind of mage handy, is it?
Yeah, it's kind of like a mage hand, pretty
awesome.
much. But
So I'll put him on the map. We'll leave him beside you at this point because he will come back to you. So you send your owl into the room with the instruction to do specifically what? Just to retrieve the chalice?
yep.
Or the
Retrieve.
bowl or whatever it is?
Yeah, pick up the chalice-y type thingo that I can see right there and drop it on Adolf's head.
Oh, that is a crack up. So, as you do so, the owl indeed flies into the room, hovers over the table, lowers himself down, grips the bowl, lifts it off the table. The moment this jewel-encrusted bowl lifts off the table, you can see from your position, I mean, I'd say you're all sort of looking, are you all in the doorway sort of watching this, or are you hanging back?
Trying to peek, yeah.
Okay, so you're sort of watching as it leaves the bowl. The moment the bowl leaves the table, the entire table, its contents and chairs disappear. They're not there. They're gone. Bowl's still hanging beneath the owl and is clutched in his feet, and he starts moving forward. You also, all of you, feel an extremely cold breeze waft up the hallway. As slowly, from where you can see, several misty creatures appear, including two in the hallway where you're standing. One behind where Fibble was standing, one in between Zadriel and Karnos. No, between Adok and Karnos. Al comes back to the door and does drop the bowl on Adok's head. As it clatters to the ground, Adok, you'd be probably the first to notice, it's no longer jewel encrusted. It's just a mundane bronze bowl. And with that, we will not roll initiative. We will end our session there because it's 10 o'clock. Do not want to start this combat now because it'll probably take an hour. So we're going to end our session there, guys. The combat has been logged. We will be able to come back to that next week. The chat says that's okay. They have time. Unfortunately, some of our players do not. So thank you once again. Even though we started a little late, we still have to end about 10 o'clock. And even if we ran to 10:30, I still don't want to end the combat halfway through. So that, as we were going to pick up next week, you have almost enough gemstones to resurrect one of your companions. You now have a small battle on your hands. You all now are aware that Strahd may be coming to pay you a visit sometime in the very near future inside the temple. Thank you once again, players. Amazing rolls on our Xantha interaction. You guys did very, very well. And of course, researching for the gems. I didn't think you'd actually go back and have a look because you'd searched there once before. I thought you might not bother to go back, but well done on that. We'll see what happens next week. You may still yet find enough gemstones to do what you need to do. So, without any further ado, we'll go around our cast and get some moments from tonight. Chat, also moments from you guys at Evildoer in the chat. We will read them out, or someone read it out, whether I will or one of the cast. But we're going to start with Adok. We started with Adok in the session. We'll start with him on the recap as well. So Adok, now that Adok the Grey has returned, a moment or two from you, good sir.
A moment I'm enjoying as a player, but not as Adok. It's just how I hate this temple so much. Like, how it's set up. Fuck, I knew it was a trap, but yeah, that chalice at the end really is like I'm at wit's end with this bloody temple. I want to burn it to the ground. So
what I can tell you now that what you've now done has been triggered. That if one of you had have picked that up, you would no longer be in a temple. That's all I'll say.
Oh shit. Okay. Wow.
You would be elsewhere.
Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, and yeah, that's probably just this temple. It's just doing my head in. That's all. So.
You guys have been here for a while now. I think you're up to your fourth or fifth day. Fourth day, I think you're coming up to. It's been like 6 or 7 episodes we've been in the temple, so we've been there for a long time. It's been pretty good. The RP's been awesome as usual. Fiddlestep, we'll go around that way.
I've been enjoying Cam's trying to suck up and get himself out of the shit.
I think that might take a while somehow.
Yeah, it's going to take a long time. But at the same time, it's enjoyable watching him grovel. But yeah, so it's pretty much that. And then Karnos going, I don't know about you idiots, but let's go.
Great Karnos moment, yes. From the chat before we move on, we've had Dudley says when Karnos called out Mirabelle, called Mirabelle Marigold, but that was Fibblestead. Going Marigold, I think that was from Marigold. It was the priest in Ice by Peak campaign. The priest over there. Tomato. And Trashman dropping the bowl on Adok's head and the not so sneaky Adok as well have come up. Zedriel.
The 5-minute truth of Cameron's character was really good. Now he's trying to tell it all in 5 minutes, and the second best artificer.
Yeah, well done, Cam. Mr. Karnos.
I had a bunch of great moments. A bunch.
Bunch
and
away.
then Zedriel stole it. No, not what she said, but she said, "In a god, a Davida." So I got the pun. And then from there on out, I was just
Funnily enough, that's the tune I had in my head for the remainder of tonight. Was just all I could hear. I love that song. It's so cool.
But prior to that, I had Fibble stepping on Adok's knee, then his face to get up at the book, just to pay him back. Adok, give me time, which we don't have, to explain myself. And Adok, again, I've worked out that Strahd's not that good of a fella.
It only took him, what, I don't know, 6-7 weeks in game. I mean, there's a lot of reasonings for why you probably shouldn't think that, but hey.
Classic, everyone knows.
Jack says the cup was a port key, potentially. And talking about Mirabelle, and Drax says, and she's not dead. No one noticed Zadriel didn't have her accent. I noticed the accent, but I didn't want to say anything. I was waiting to see if anyone actually noticed and whether it was on purpose or not. I was going to message you later and find out whether it was on purpose.
It was on purpose.
It was cool. So we'll definitely.
Shit, when was that? I didn't even notice.
It stopped ages ago.
Just blended into one.
I was watching. I noticed it drop, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to ruin the moment. If it is on purpose, I'll let it go and see what happens. And no one said a word.
Damn it! Didn't even notice.
So we'll see.
I didn't notice it.
We'll see what happens next week because she may slip back into it to really fuck you guys up.
So the thing is, Fibble's used to both, so he wouldn't really care.
You're probably more than right. Yeah, I mean, Fibble probably wouldn't even really bat an eye if she dropped in and out without explanation. So, see, someone in the chat did. Father knows. So we will be back again, obviously next week for episode 71, the continuing saga of the Amber Temple. There will be a battle to begin next episode. Obviously Sunday there is no Vampire the Masquerade. We have finished season 2, but come and join us on Sunday, 7:30 start time, not 8 o'clock. We will be starting session 0 of Paradigm 2 Shadow's Embrace. All players, if you could make yourself available, those players that are not joining at the start of the campaign, you do not need to be in the voice call if you do not wish. If you do wish, then cool. By all means, we will be rolling stats for everybody. If you are not in the voice call, if you want to keep, I know one particular player wants to keep themselves secret at this point. Make sure you are at least in the chat so you can hear us, so you can roll your stats with the rest of the players. Trash, like I said, if you're late, don't panic too much. Like I said, we'll re-go over that sort of stuff with you.
Look, your character will probably die anyway.
No.
And Nutty's character too.
Nutty's character
Yeah,
too. Yeah,
she'll be dead before she gets in there.
and everyone's going to die.
Yeah.
But yes, so all the players have been given the video link and the user and password for Foundry. We will be running Foundry on Sunday, so what I will be suggesting, it's not going to be, if you prefer natural dice, roll your stats with natural dice, but for those that do join the Foundry call, if you would please, I would prefer you rolled your stats in D&D Beyond, so that the chat and everyone can see what we get. The stats will be rolled slightly differently than regular games. We're not going to be running a standard stat roll. I'll explain it on Sunday, but it should be a bit of fun. Short of that, I think that's it for tonight, guys. Thank you once again, players. Thank you, chat. Thank you for the raid, Vampire Logan. I appreciate that very, very much. We will pass on said raid because that's what we do. Let's see who's online. Lost Archives is on. We haven't raided them for a while. Drax has got to learn to be serious. Yeah, that's never going to happen, Drax. God, my Twitch is being an ass. I'll use this one. We're going to get some screenception here for a moment, guys. My streaming PC is being a bit of a biatch. So I've been running for 25 minutes. Awesome. So we're going to raid these guys, and we will see you guys tomorrow night. I'm going Pew Pew Thursdays is coming back. I'll be playing some PUBG tomorrow, so that'll start at about 8 o'clock New Zealand time. Come and hang out and watch me relearn the game all over again, because it's been a while. But until then, stay safe, take care, and we will see you guys tomorrow night. If not tomorrow night, we'll see you guys on Sunday.